Okay, so building healthy habits. It's like sometimes it feels like, are we supposed to become like totally different people overnight?
Yeah.
Like, how is that even possible?
Right. I mean, you see those articles, those social media posts, they make it seem like you got to be up at 4:30 in the morning running a marathon before you even have breakfast and like single-handedly saving the rainforest all before lunch.
I know. I'm like, where's the pause button on life so I can like catch up to this mythical human? But that's what I like about the stuff we're looking at for this deep dive. It's like, it gets that it's overwhelming. And it just reminds us that like even small changes, if you do them consistently, it can actually make a huge difference. Like, it's about progress, not being perfect, and finding what actually works for you, like in the real world.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the biggest things I got from it was you got to start small. Like the material talks about how when you try to change everything at once, it just backfires.
Yeah.
And it's because it doesn't really consider how our brains actually work. Right?
Yeah, the example about like trying to change your whole diet at once, that really that hit home for me.
Yeah.
Because we've all been there, right?
Yeah.
It's January 2nd, and suddenly we're all about kale smoothies and quinoa bowls and like swearing off anything that's actually enjoyable.
Right.
And then like a week later, you're elbow deep in a bag of chips wondering like, what happened?
Exactly. And that's why the material, it really stresses these micro habits, basically these teeny tiny, almost ridiculously easy changes, right?
Yeah.
That at first you barely even think of them as habits.
Right.
So like instead of, saying you'll do a 30-minute workout, what if you just started with 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Or instead of cutting out sugar completely, maybe you swap one sugary drink a day with water.
Right.
These little wins, they might seem small, but they actually get you going.
Yeah.
They build that foundation for, making it last.
It's like you're tricking your brain into thinking, hey, this isn't that bad.
Exactly.
Maybe I can do this regularly.
That's it. And the research actually shows this. When we focus on those small wins, we're like rewiring our brains, making it easier to actually stick to the habit over time.
And that actually reminds me of like one of the coolest things from this whole deep dive the spike method. I swear, it totally changed how I think about making new habits stick.
Oh, yeah. It's a powerful idea.
It is.
The material, it uses this analogy of a kid who's like obsessed with frogs. They become the frog expert because they've put all their energy into that one thing.
Right.
And the spike method is kind of like that, but for habits. So instead of trying to be amazing at everything all at once.
Which is like impossible.
Right, exactly. You find your spike, that one area you're really into that you want to rock at.
And it takes the pressure off. Like you don't have to be this like habit superhero overnight.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, I'm going to become a health nut, maybe it's more like this month, I'm going to totally master meal prepping. Like niching down, it just makes it seem less scary, more doable.
Exactly. And it helps make those first steps feel more like exciting instead of overwhelming. The material, it even suggests like asking yourself, what's one thing in my life right now that I actually want to get better at?
I like that.
It could be anything, fitness, money, relationships, whatever.
Yeah, totally.
And that's where the real magic happens, I think. The material, it says it's not just about doing the habit, but like becoming the kind of person who does that habit.
Oh, I get it.
So it's less, I gotta work out more and more. I'm someone who prioritizes moving my body.
Yeah, it's like a whole identity shift, right?
Exactly. It's subtle, but it makes a huge difference. Because when you see yourself that way, it's not about forcing yourself anymore. It's just like who you are.
Totally. Okay, so speaking of setting ourselves up for success, the material also talked about our environment, right? Like we can have the best intentions, but if our surroundings are working against us, forget it.
Oh, it's so true. Our environment, it really shapes what we do, sometimes more than we realize.
For sure.
The example they use is a yoga mat, like buried in the back of a closet.
Yeah.
Or your skincare stuff shoved in a drawer.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Exactly.
It's like we're setting ourselves up to fail before we even start. But the good news is we can use this to our advantage, right? The material had some good tips for this, like keep your workout clothes out where you can see them, have water bottles everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Even rearrange your pantry so the healthy snacks are the easiest to grab.
Love it.
It's about making the healthy choice the easy choice.
Yes. You got to reduce the friction, The easier it is to do the thing you want to do, the more likely you are to actually do it. We're not robots. Our brains are wired to take the easy route.
And speaking of making things easier, there's this idea from the material habit stacking. I kind of think of it like a 2-for-1 deal on your to-do list.
Yeah.
You know?
It's so simple, but it really works. Basically, you take the new habit you want and you stick it to one you already do without even thinking. Like the example was doing a quick meditation while your coffee brews in the morning.
Oh, that's good.
So you're just waiting anyway, right?
Might as well get mindful. I love that. It's like you're sneaking in these healthy habits and your brain barely even notices. And the material had like a ton of these combinations. Doing wall sits while you brush your teeth, listening to like positive affirmations while you're in the shower, even making meal prep into a little dance party.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about finding what works for you and making those new habits feel almost like automatic.
And that actually brings us to a really important point. It's got to be sustainable, right? One of the most freeing things in all this material is it's not about being perfect, it's about making progress. Like that 80-20 rule, that really hit home for me.
Right. Like life happens, right? You're not going to be perfect all the time. And honestly, the material even says like sometimes you got to have those treats, those little indulgences. It's part of the balance.
Totally. If we're too strict on ourselves, the second we slip up, it's like this huge setback. But this material, it's all about being kind to yourself, remembering that mess-ups happen, they're normal. It's about getting back on track, not being perfect.
And you know me, I got to make it fun. So I love the section about gamifying your habits.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing how making something a little more like a game can make it way more appealing. There's apps for that, of course, but even just simple stuff like using stickers to keep track of your progress, little rewards for yourself.
Oh yeah, like treats.
Yeah. Or even just in your head, thinking about leveling up when you master a habit, it just makes a difference.
So giving your brain a little high five every step of the way.
Exactly. And sometimes that's all you need to keep going.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into building these healthy habits, what's like the main takeaway for you? For me, it's that it doesn't have to be this huge, overwhelming thing. It's those small changes, the ones you can stick with, that really make a difference over time.
Totally agree. And if you're feeling like fired up to get started, just remember, even the tiniest step in the right direction, it counts. What's one little habit you're going to try today?